Namaste, my brothers and sisters, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Witecki. I am your sensei to Sirius joy, and I am so grateful for you watching this video. By the way, it's Friday. It's finally Friday. It is finally Friday, September 26, 2014, and I got good news. Rainbows, folks. Unlimited possibilities rule the day. Now you may be saying, wait a second, it's not Friday, it's Wednesday. That's because as of today or this week, I am now releasing videos in the United States 2 days early, and in Europe, Australia, 1 day early. So this is my way of getting ahead. Call it celebrating the sun in Libra, a way to get back in balance. I'm trying to get back in balance, and you should too, my friend. That's what the sun in Libra is all about. In fact, the sun in Libra is about one of the 12 states of awareness that we have as human beings. One part of our spirit is doing nothing but monitoring the giving and receiving of everything. And whether you pay attention to it, it's paying attention to giving and receiving. So for instance, if you don't pay attention to the change that was given to you by the cashier in a store, there's a part of you that somehow feels something is off. That is your giving and receiving, or I give, I receive consciousness. With the sun in Libra, the good news is we all want to restore balance to us. And it is time to restore balance to us. But the question is, why are we out of balance in the first place? And what exactly are we looking for? We'll get to those details, my friend, but first, let's tame our brain with the phrase of the day. I am open and ready to learn new harmonies. I am open and ready to learn new harmonies. Why do we say new? Well, because at this stage, it must be new. And I say harmonies because of Libra. Libra is about giving and receiving, but I think when you're really giving and receiving in a cool way, it's like music. It's harmony. You create this wonderful harmony with other people. You can be yourself, they can be themselves, and nobody steps on each other's feet, right? So we have to be open and ready to learn new harmonies. Harmonies we haven't learned before, and that's what I say for the phrase of the day. I'm open and ready to learn new harmonies. Now today, the serious step of the day is step 3, which is I believe. To open up and believe. And I'm going to start reviewing the 11 steps to serious joy, but today we'll just focus on I believe. And when we're in the first 0 through 11 steps, your quantum intention is always the same as the step of the day. So today we believe, we are looking at our beliefs, and we're focused on our beliefs, both. And the reason why we're focused on our beliefs is to see what is happening under our nose. When we believe something, we kind of go along that flow. If we don't go back and update what we believe, then we go along with the flow and we can stay stuck on the flow. So today it's about what you believe, and it's also about the giving and receiving of life is something that you believe in the way. Is it a belief in the way throwing us off balance? That's the question, really. So today the moon's actually in 2 signs. In the AM, it's in step 6 of Libra, coming off of the new moon that we felt and a little bit of drama yesterday. And then later in the afternoon, moving into the evening, the moon moves into Scorpio. So boundaries get very severe and clear, but behind those boundaries we feel safe, and so I think we're going to feel pretty good behind closed doors. However, in tonight's sky, the sun will be ruled by Uranus sometime around 9 p.m. Eastern, which means there will be a chance of breakdowns tonight through Saturday where an unfair or unjust situation kind of comes to light. You might already know about it, but I'm telling you about it now just so you know for tonight's sky. Now looking at the ruling chakras, we are going to a step 3, I believe, and that is the third eye, believe it or not. Your third eye projects forward. Your beliefs determines what your third eye sees or doesn't see. Does your third eye see ghosts? You have to believe in ghosts to see ghosts. Can you see the future? You have to believe to see the future. Our beliefs literally craft our vision into the future, and so by looking at our beliefs, we can determine what we're allowing in or not allowing in. And that is, of course, that beautiful third eye. So the third eye is actually step 3. Isn't that interesting? Now, if you do or do not know, the third eye opens for one thing and one thing only, the heart. If your heart wants to see something, if your heart wants to harmonize, the third eye will see it if your heart asks for it. So today, stay in your heart and ask to see new things or ask to see new harmonies. Now, looking at today's planet soup, what exactly is God cooking up in the stars? Can't speak today. The sun is at step 3 in Libra, so we're exploring our self-limiting beliefs. What beliefs are in the way of us being able to give and receive freely? That's really what it is. Now, interestingly enough, the sun has crossed Venus, and Venus today is at a Joy Quest 8, so we are aiming to commit to a certain reality, a reality that we worked on when the sun was in heavy Virgo. Boy, was it heavy, was it not? So it's time to commit to that new reality as we explore what is fair and what is not fair. Now, like I said earlier, the moon will be in 2 different signs today, so you might feel a bit vulnerable in the first half of the day and then sharp in the second, or vice versa, feeling great in the first half and kind of vulnerable in the second. That's from the moon crossing over a sign. It does feel that way. Now we've got this beautiful grand trine, Live, Love, Be, is my new grand trine theme there. Just to put it out there for everyone to live, love, be. Now, we've got a grand trine in fire, and what that means is that we are growing very fast, passionately behind the scenes. I talk about this in the Megascope monthlies in particular for the whole 6 weeks. This Mars in Sagittarius is at step 8, so this is us turning our back on an old philosophy, which comes down to turning our back on something in our life. And in the Zodiac weather, I will be talking about where each of the 12 signs are turning their back with Mars in Sagittarius. But this is important. As you turn your back on an old belief, you open up to new beliefs. And so Mars is saying, hey, it's time. And because it's Mars, we might be fed up, and that might be triggering us. Now, what's tied into this energy of turning our back is this desire to be stronger, to be more independent, Uranus in Aries, and then Jupiter. We feel in our hearts it's time. We feel we have potential. So we are starting to feel it today through the weekend. We are feeling it and turning our back on an old. Now, Mars is the reason for this strength. Mars is at step 8, like I said. So we are deciding to cut away from an old philosophy or belief. And again, in the Zodiac weather, I'll tell you exactly where that is. And the moon and thoughts might be a bit restless. Mercury is at step 29 in Libra. That's the final step, which comes down to a Joy Quest of 11. So the mind is seeking tranquility, but might be all over the map at 29 degrees. When it's that high up, thoughts go everywhere. So the trick today really is to follow our emotions, I believe, and let them guide us. Now, Pluto. Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, is officially direct, which is interesting because the world has been on the precipice of a lot of wars. Now that Pluto is direct in Capricorn and Mars is in Sag, which is philosophy, we're turning our back on certain philosophies. I think also with the sun in Libra about justice and injustice, we're going to see a lot of, quote, action this month. Pluto direct means that we will be now growing into new territory. And I talk about where Pluto direct is also in the Megascopes in detail. So this brings us to our Sensei Sunrise. What are we going to contemplate in all these planets? Well, I'm going to focus in on one simple thing for you. For starters, step 3, I believe. The truth is with beliefs, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty of beliefs, it comes down to what your heart believes in. I always say this in personal readings. If your heart believes you're a dolphin, you're a dolphin. And eventually people will start throwing fish at you. You know, that's how it works on the earth. And even though everyone sees you as a human being, you believe you're a dolphin. If you believe that, then it's true. Now, the only thing that really empowers our belief truly is step 1, I love. Step 3 is I believe. So a belief is based on love. Love turns into a belief. And so today, the best way to meditate and keep from falling into false beliefs or old beliefs is to just focus on what you love and hope that that was true. That's how you stay really open. So focus on your heart, and that leads us to today's kind of gong moment here. As you focus on your heart today, I say to you, ask your heart, what is this adventure missing? What is this adventure missing? Now, Sagittarius is an adventure energy. Jupiter is in Leo, which feels like adventure. But the reason why I say missing is because with the sun in Libra, the first thing we do is figure out where we feel incomplete. And I say, rather than thinking a person completes us or an idea, it's an adventure. That's what we came for, is an adventure, right? The Galactic Center is in Sagittarius. We came from Sagittarius. It's all about expansion and the adventure. So today, the thing to listen to your heart on, the thing to meditate on is, what is this adventure missing? What does it need? A little umbrella in my drink? Maybe it needs some, flip-flops. Maybe I need some bright sun. But more than that, there's something your heart wants as an adventure, something you may feel that will complete you. And that's where I think you should start meditating this weekend. Contemplate that, and I'll be right back. Well, lucky you guys, I have been remodeling Soulmart over the weekend. It is now more friendly, by the way, to personal devices, and also it's much more friendly with iPhones and the smaller phones. So come on down. One of the things you can get is the Megascope Monthlies. They are live, if you don't know, and they are fabulous. These are 30 minutes or longer. There are 5 chapters, and there are videos that will talk about exactly what they're about. Come on down to soulmart.me and take a look. You can rent them instantly and watch them on your iPad, or you can download them to your personal desktop. And people are telling me they are fantastic. I included some special dates in there for each of the 12 signs and the risings. I gave you dates on when you're going to be Randy. I gave you dates on when your career is going to take off. Really giving you all the dates you need to succeed. So put them in your smartphone, plan ahead, and tell me how it works for you. Also, I'm still accepting readings right now. You can get a half-hour reading with me for $65, and you'll see that I'm mostly open on Thursdays and Fridays now. So come on down to Soulmart to me if that's something that you wanted, and book your reading today. And if you need help with anything, if your Megascope gets stuck, come on down and email help@soulmart.me. We'll take good care of you. And in some cases, people have had some weird operating system issues, so we'll send you a free file, whatever we need. Don't worry about that. Whatever you need, come on down to help@soulmart.me. But before you go shopping at soulmart.me for your Megascope and or readings, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters and what they're stepping away from, starting with the Scorpios. Step 0. It's going to be a little bit of a grumpy month, Scorpio. You're clearing out karma. Partly cloudy today, but then later cool when the moon goes into Scorpio. But you're turning your back now on old prices, old self-esteem, old prices. Turn your back on old prices and open your heart to new harmonies of prices. Step 1, the Leos, sunny nesting and resting today. Time to turn your back on the old love story. Leo, I know you love to love. I know you think you know the way it's going to go, but you're here to love. Love is an adventure. Turn your back on the old love story. Open your heart to new harmonies moving forward. Step 2, the Cancer, sunny and childlike. Turn your back on an old lifestyle or dis-ease, a way of living in dis-ease. Turn your back on that. Open your heart to unlimited possibilities when it comes to lifestyle. Step 3 is the Sagittarius, is cloudy, a little private today. Turn your back, though, on old conflicts or old stupidities. Mars is in your sign, so it's time to cut it away. Open up to a whole new character and color and possibility. Step 4, the Aquarius, is sunny and professional today. Turn your back on an old reputation, or could be some friendships. Aquas might be cutting some people off. Step 5, the Gemini, sunny and hyper-aware today. But turn your back on the old me rich. There's a way you used to talk to yourself. Don't talk to yourself that way anymore. It's that simple. Step 6, the Librans, sunny and productive today, but time to turn your back on old mind games or arguments. That could be legal battles too, by the way. So just turn your back on those. Open up to new adventures and harmonies when it comes to thoughts and communication. Step 7, the Pisces, sunny and learning today. They're off at swimming in by themselves, but time to turn your back on old career losses. Just write it off and open up to new opportunities. Step 8, the Capricorn, sunny and social today. Turn your back, though, on old fears or the old boogeymen. Just turn your back on it if you're ready to. But, you ought to be ready, so just say it's not going to happen again. Moving on. Step 9's the Aries, sunny with a chance of anxiety today. Some of you might be randy, but I think most of you be anxious. Turn your back on self-limiting beliefs. So it's just like, hey, I don't care what your parents said. I don't care what your doctor said. I don't care what these people said. You're an Aries. Don't let anything limit you. Step 10, the Tauruses. Sunny and sensitive today. Turn your back on old self-limits or vulnerabilities. Look at the bull talking to the Aries there. Self-limits or vulnerabilities. That is like, oh, you know, I used to say I wouldn't do this, but maybe I will. Or, you know what, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm just not going to let it happen. That's how I look at it. And then the Virgos, step 11s. Cloudy and pensive today, doing their hyper-analyzing. But it's time to turn your back on old family drama. Cut it, let it go. Let those details go. It's too heavy. You don't need the baggage. That's how I see it. All right, so now in a quieter state. Oh, we got a little God symbol there. This is the Lightwalker Parade, which means on the timeline following this video. Now that I am shooting ahead of time, you will find that in the timeline and the Lightwalker Parade, you can keep playing and you'll move into the future. There'll always be 2 days in the future, so always watch the Lightwalker Parade if you want to see in the future and you're wondering how things will unfold. Releasing today, Venus Prime Health with Damon Perry. Avoid Cancer, segment number 6. We talk about shampoos. Yes, could shampoos be giving us cancer? I know it sounds insane, but watch what Damon has to say. I released a new Astro 101 today, Venus in transit. So how does Venus play out? Venus is right now in Virgo, by the way. And don't forget the Megascope monthlies are available for download. And right now there's a mega date over this weekend. So watch your Megascope if you bought one. I know already, but there's a big date change in the story. And come on down to soulgarden.tv for our Modern Mommy segment. We are parenting hyperactive kids this week. That's what we're talking about. How do you do it, with or without Ritalin? That's the question. If you're watching on YouTube, please be so kind and do subscribe. And you can be our friend on Facebook by going to soulgarden.me. And then there's the mothership at soulgarden.tv. And the best way to care about us or to give back is to share us with your friends and family. So that's the best way. We do appreciate it in advance. So this brings us to Soul Nirvana. I have picked out a song that I think goes with the vibration of the day. We're talking both Sun in Libra and we're talking about a little Jupiter twist. This is like a music cocktail of vibrations. And what do I come up with? I had to go to 1977 actually. Salisbury Hill, which is of course Peter Gabriel. Great song. It's very warm and open and possible, and I don't know what exactly he's talking about, but he says, grab your things, I've come to take you home. I think he's talking about God saying that. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. I'll see you in 24 hours for your weekend forecast. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.